Well, good morning, everybody. Angel and I are here to do a bit of a rant today, I think. She still thinks I'm talking about her or to her. Whenever I get in front of this camera and start talking, she jumps up. As you can see from the title of this, I'm changing the introduction to my videos. That will upset a few people who like that little bit of Für Elise by Beethoven that begins each one of my videos, and it will make some of the people who've complained about it over the years very happy. But I wanted to show you the new intro, and I want to explain what's going on as to why I'm doing this. For about a month now, or I guess over a month, maybe 5 weeks or so, I've had what I call a parasite. Trying to make me share the few dollars that I make on my YouTube videos. I've had this happen, I don't know, I didn't really keep a record of them, but I'm thinking I've had this happen at least a half a dozen times in the past, maybe more. I always dispute any of these copyright claims because the piece of music that I use is not, you gotta be good, the piece of music that I use is not copyrighted. It's a piece of music that I downloaded from iTunes years ago, paid for the rights to use it, and as I said before, I've had this disputed several times, half a dozen times or more. You file a dispute, you immediately get a notice from YouTube that you will eventually be notified of the result of your dispute, and in the meantime supposedly any money that the video makes is just not going to anybody. If they win the dispute, it'll be shared. If not, in theory you'll get your money back. Well, it turns out that little statement that pops up is entirely false. You're never going to be notified of the outcome of your dispute, at least not anymore. You used to be. I've been going back and forth with YouTube now for over a week with somebody who calls himself Chris. I don't know whether Chris is actually a human or a bot. The first sentence or two of most of his correspondence, it seems like it's coming from a person, and the rest of it is just regurgitated information that they've given you a dozen times before. However, today, my final communication with Chris, I've been tempted to reply to it, but I think, there's no winning. They're just going to go take you around and round in circles. I will put that copy of today's correspondence up here for you to look at now, and then I'll come back and continue with my rant. Well, this is the last letter, last email, whatever, back and forth with whoever Chris is. And if you want to read the entire email, I would suggest that you pause the video here so that you can read it. I don't know about you, but it's not easy for me to read something if someone is talking to me and trying to point things out at the same time. But what I'm most interested in here is the last, next to the last sentence there. Please note that YouTube does not mediate in copyright disputes. Well, YouTube used to mediate in copyright disputes because, as I said, I've gone through this numerous times before. Now, it appears to me that any parasite out there that wants to try to take over your channel because you've got a piece of music that you have the absolute right to use, as long as they challenge that, YouTube's going to do nothing. The dispute is between you and them at that point. And I have disputed every one of these claims so far. I think the count is 54 or 55 of my videos have been had this dispute put against them by the company involved, who shall remain nameless. Lord knows what would happen to me if I mentioned their name online here. They get a copy of the dispute that I put in, and in that dispute I put the same disclaimer that I have below every one of my videos, which says where the piece of music came from, that I have paid for it, and that I'm licensed to use it. And they totally ignore that. At the same time, although, that 30 days later, if they've said nothing to you, that will expire. Well, to date, 14 of them have expired. However, I'll get back to this in a moment here, I've taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, because I do not intend to sit around putting up with this for forever. But anyway, there is the letter. So if you want to read the last letter, I don't know how many there were, 7 or 8 prior to this, going back and forth with whoever Chris might be. Let's go back now, and I'll continue my rant from the sofa here. We're back. As far as Angel's concerned, the game starts all over again. We're on the sofa, and we're going to be talking to me. Well, as you can see, I don't know. I think the letter's absolutely ridiculous, but there's absolutely no help out there for a YouTube provider from YouTube. That is my personal opinion, anyway. You have options, and one of the options is removing that piece of audio, and that is the option that I have gone with. The 40 some odd, 48, 49 ones that were still sitting there, I simply clicked on the remove the audio, and that takes YouTube, I don't know, half hour or so, and they were all gone. And the funny thing, since I've done that, there haven't been any more claims from the parasite. I think the parasite crawled away into the dark because it's realized that I'm not going to play the foolish game. However, of course, I've now got 50-some videos out there, or whatever, 40-some videos, that when somebody goes to play them, the intro will still be there. It'll be silent, and I think it's 30-some odd seconds, if I remember rightly. Hope that doesn't interfere with people watching the video and thinking, well, there's no soundtrack, I'm going to stop this now, but probably not. That probably won't happen because you can see that it's just sort of an intro to the video. But it's a silent intro now. Like I said, there has been no further claims since I started taking them down. There may be in the future from this same outfit, I don't know, because there are still hundreds of videos out there that they could make the same claim against. I think I have 879 videos. This will be my 880th video when it goes up. They don't all have that same intro. It was something that I started doing a few years back. So the earlier videos, which aren't really viewed that much anyway, don't have this same intro. So that explains, and that's the end of my rant, that explains why I'm changing the intro. And now, just to finish up this little rant, I will show you what the new intro is going to look like. I've taken the same video that I used, I've speeded it up. It's now 20-some seconds long or something, and I've put a little voiceover over it, welcoming people to the channel, and feel free to subscribe and comment and all that typically good stuff at the beginning of each video. So that is why you are no longer here for Elise, which I said before will please some people and upset a few. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome to my channel. These are a few of the topics that I cover on a regular basis. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. Comment on my videos, and also please feel free to share them on your social media channels. Thank you very much for watching.